There's a kind of pain in poker that nobody talks about, the kind that does not show up on a graph. It hits you in the chest, stays for days, and makes you question everything you think you know. Today, we're exploring the harsh reality of poker bad beats, the part that players feel but never speak about. Everyone out there will tell you the same thing. Oh, you got your money in good, that's all that matters. Or my personal favorite, you want them to call with that hand. And you know what? They're right. But that does not make me feel any better when I just lost 2 buy-ins to some guy who called the 3-bet with deuce 3 suited and flop 2 pair. Bad beats make you doubt yourself in ways that bad play never does. When you make a mistake in poker, you know it's your fault. You can fix it. You can learn from it. But when you get bad beats, there's nothing to fix. You did everything right. So your brain starts looking for other explanations. You're like, maybe I am cursed. Maybe the poker gods hate me. Maybe I am just unlucky and I'll always be unlucky. When you take a bad beat, especially a significant one, your brain doesn't just register disappointment. According to research, you experience what psychiatrists call an emotional shock that affects your thinking, sleep, eating, and decision-making for days. This isn't weakness. This is your nervous system responding to a genuine trauma, because when you've put your money, your time, and your ego into a hand that you played perfectly, and you watch it crumble, something breaks inside you. And the thing is, you can't talk to anyone about it. You tell your friends who don't play poker and they're like, oh, that sucks, but they do not get it. They cannot understand what it feels like to do everything right and still lose. They think it's just like losing a bet. It's not. It's so much worse because you earned that pot. You played it perfectly and it got ripped away from you anyway. You tell other poker players and they hit you with their cliches like, that's poker, man, or you'll get it back in the long run. And you want to scream at them because you know all that. You know the theory. But right now, in this moment, you don't care about the long run. Right now, you're hurt and angry and you want someone to just acknowledge that this is painful and this is not fair. This loneliness is part of what makes poker so mentally brutal. In traditional sports, when your team loses, you suffer together. In poker, you suffer alone. You can't blame teammates, you can't blame the coach, there's just you, the cards, and the universe's apparent vendetta against your bankroll. I've had periods where bad beats sent me spiraling, where I could not sleep, could not focus, could not do anything but think about those hands. I've made horrible decisions in the aftermath of bad beats. Played too long, moved up stakes trying to win it all back, played drunk, played tired, played angry, all the things you're not supposed to do. But here's what I want you to understand. Getting bad beats is not a reflection of your skill or your worth as a poker player. It's literally just math playing out in a way that hurts. You can play a hand with 95% equity and still lose. That's not unfair. That's literally the 5% showing up. Analysis show that player with a true win rate of 4 big blind per 100 hands can lose money over 400,000 hands. Think about that. You could be a legitimate winning player, someone skilled enough to beat mid-stakes game and still go an entire year breaking even or even losing. Here's another gut punch. 2 players with the exact same win rates played 200,000 hands. One player won $26,000, the other player won only $800. Same ability, same games, the only difference? The poker gods smiled on one and spat on the other. This isn't a glitch in the matrix. This is poker. When you sit down at the table, whether it's online, live, or in your buddy's basement, you are signing an invisible contract that says, I agree to endure emotional torture in exchange for the opportunity to make money. And here's something that will make you uncomfortable but needs to be said. If you're only a slight winning player, your downswings will be absolutely savage. Players with higher win rates experience less frequent and less severe downswings because their edge is large enough to overcome variance more quickly. But if you are grinding with a marginal edge, you are going to face downswings after downswings that will test every ounce of your mental fortitude. This is why so many players quit. Not because they can't handle losing, but because they cannot handle not knowing whether they're actually good enough. Here's what I've learned though, and this is where we get to the real truth. Bad beats are actually the most important part of poker because they are the filter. They are the thing that separates people who are actually cut out for this game and the people who are not. Anyone can win when cards are going their way. The worst player at your local card room can run hot for a month and think they're Phil Ivey. But it takes a different kind of person to get destroyed by bad beats and come back the next day. It takes someone who can handle the absolute soul-crushing reality that you can do everything right and still lose. The problem is, we are human beings, not computers. We can understand variance intellectually, but emotionally, it feels personal. It feels like we are being punished, and the more it happens, the more it starts to feel like maybe we are doing something wrong even when we are not. The thing about bad beats is that you never really get used to them. People will tell you that eventually you develop a thick skin, that you learn to brush them off and they stop affecting you. And that's bullshit. They still hurt, they will always hurt. What changes is how long they hurt for and what you do with that pain. I have noticed something over the years. The players who end up being successful long term are not the ones who don't feel the pain of bad beats. They're the ones who feel it, acknowledge it, and then keep playing anyway. They're the ones who can sit there and think, wow, that hurt, and then 10 minutes later make the exact same play again if the situation calls for it. The other harsh truth is that some of you are not going to make it, and that's okay. Not everyone is built for a game where you can do everything right and still lose. That does not make you weak, it makes you human. There are plenty of other ways to make money that don't require you to get punched in the face by variance every single day. And honestly, maybe that's the smarter choice for some people. But for those of you who are going to keep playing, who are going to keep grinding through the bad beats, I want you to know something. You are tougher than you think you are. The bad beats are going to keep coming. That's just a reality. That's poker. That's the game we chose and signed up for. So yeah, bad beats suck. They're painful, they're unfair, and they'll never really stop hurting. But they're also the price of admission for this game. And if you can learn to pay the price without losing yourself in the process, then you have learned something valuable that extends way beyond poker.